It's See It, Stream It, Skip It, a weekly segment here on It Takes Two with Amy and JJ, where JJ tells you what to see in the theater, stream at home, and what to skip altogether because Amy doesn't watch movies.
Oh, I mean, I've got some ideas.
You do.
That's for sure.
Okay, it is a Valentine's Day themed, but it's a deep dive into movies that were not meant to be romantic, but are.
Right. And so I think a lot of people enjoy watching a romantic comedy, and they're great. This time of year, you're getting inundated with it. In fact, it's going to be on one of my either see or skip. You're going to find out in a moment. But there's a lot of movies that I feel kind of have that romantic, that couples feeling to them, but aren't necessarily like, oh, no, miscommunication with the best friend. Will they get back together? Only time will tell. And so I picked
Little
a couple
Rascals.
of those.
No, I'm just kidding.
It is. That is exactly like Little Rascals, right? Oh, man. Wow. Okay.
They have that little scene with them on the boat,
Yes.
and it's so cute.
So
romantic without being romantic.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a rowboat like they have in movies like Little Rascals where it's a boat and like the guy's rowing it and the girl has a parasol? I always thought
Of course I've been in that situation.
Have you?
No.
Okay. I was about to fall for it right there.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let me start with my see it and skip it. This is unfortunate because I only have a skip it for you this weekend. There's nothing really new that's opening that's worth your time. We're in a dead zone for movies right now. They're re-releasing that Anyone But You movie that I did not care for, and then Abby Miller told me that she loved, starring Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. I thought it was just garbage, but she said she really liked it. So it just goes to show everyone's opinion is different when it comes to movies. The big opening this weekend is Lisa Frankenstein, which is written by Diablo Cody. Why should you know Diablo Cody? I'll tell you. She wrote the movie Juno, and that was a huge success. It was the highest grossing independent feature ever for a long time. Also, side note, Diablo Cody spent a huge chunk of her adult life living in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
That's a fun fact.
She also wrote a book called Candy Girl, which was her time in Minneapolis working as an adult entertainer. It is an amazing book.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you, it's a tough subject to sell someone on, and it's certainly weird if you go to the library and ask for it. But Candy Girl, I've lent my copy to 20 people, and they all come back going this is amazing. I had a friend who read almost the entire thing on a flight to and from Las Vegas. Just really got into it.
Wow.
And so she's got a great way of using things that you love. So Lisa Frank, if you remember, made all of the binders. And,
do I remember?
You were a Lisa Frank fanatic, I bet.
I was a fanatic. My life revolved around Lisa Frank items. They were the really obnoxious, overly colorful neon designs that were just really childlike. They had unicorns and kittens and
tigers with multiple colors in the face.
Yes, and rainbows and sunshines and all of that stuff.
So imagine if someone took that aesthetic and put it over a girl who worships a celebrity singer who dies tragically, but she brings him back to life in the 1980s.
What?
It's that kind of color aesthetic. It's Lisa Frankenstein is what it's called. It's a Frankenstein story where she brings this guy that she's madly in love with back from the dead using a tanning bed. It has got an audience. And the audience out there, the group of people that are going to go to this movie and love it, are going to be fiercely loyal to it. And they've been fiercely loyal to movies like Diablo Cody made a horror movie called Jennifer's Body about two best friends in high school, and one of them is possessed by a demon. And that has had this huge underground swell of people who loved it. I did not care for that movie when it came out. Young Adult, a movie she made about with Charlize Theron, where Charlize Theron is the ghostwriter of a successful young adult novel, like the Boxcar Kids. That movie is amazing. She goes back to her small town, but it definitely found a niche audience. I think Lisa Frankenstein will do the same. It'll find a niche audience, and you'll see people who really love it, but I don't think it's for the masses.
Interesting.
That's for sure.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound like it's for the masses at all.
So that's my skip. if that intrigued you, there's your C for the weekend. Unfortunately, nothing else is opening because it's in the dead zone of the holiday season. But let's talk about
holiday season.
the holiday season for Oscars. Like it's the
Oh,
award season. I guess
season. Award
it's my
season.
holiday season.
Your holiday season is award season.
Let's talk about some movies that aren't romantic comedies but have romance at their core that are just awesome. I'm going to start with one of my all-time favorite movies. I tell people to watch it all the time. It's called The Big Sick. The Big Sick came out in 2017, and it's a pretty easy way to describe it. So Kumail Nanjiani is dating a grad student, and they fall in love, and their cultures are clashing, and he's ready to call it quits with her when all of a sudden she goes into a coma in a mysterious disease. And her family, who he's never met, finally show up, and now he's got to be with them. It's sort of like While You Were Sleeping, but with a 21st century edge to it. He's forced to, be amongst it, because you can't just all of a sudden ghost these people and pretend like, well, I'm going to break up with the girl in the coma. And you find love in places that you don't normally see it. Now, does it have a happy ending or a sad ending? You're going to have to watch. This is on Amazon Prime. In fact, Amazon Prime helped fund this movie. Ray Romano is in it. Ray Romano is hilarious. He plays the dad of this young lady that Kumail Nanjiani's dating. It is absolutely one of the best non-romantic comedies, but all about romance that you're ever going to see. Another one, this one stars two people that you're going to know right away, okay? Maya Rudolph and John Krasinski. John Krasinski from The Office, Maya Rudolph from SNL, amongst other things. They are a couple expecting their first baby, and they moved to Colorado to be closer to their parents when they decide that they're going to move to Belgium. And they have to go on this cross-country whirlwind trip to find out where they're going to live. And they're trying to figure out who their people are going to be. So I think any expectant parents would tell you they rely on that village around them. So the people that they're going to be able to call to say, hey, could you bring the luggage to the hospital? Could you run over and see if we shut the garage door when we headed, into labor? They're trying to figure out who that group is going to be. But you see them experience all these parts of the United States. It's a great movie about finding out where your place is going to be and how much you rely on that person next to you. This is Away We Go. When it first came out, I think everyone thought, oh, it's just another kind of weird indie movie. John Krasinski has this big beard during it, and the producers were really mad because they said, we want Jim from The Office, not this guy with a beard that no one recognizes. It's funny. It's sweet. Maya Rudolph, I think, should have gotten an Academy Award nomination for this movie.
Aww.
It is just that good. It is also flat out hilarious throughout the entire movie. And it's comedy that you can relate to immediately. If you like...
Why haven't I seen this movie? It looks adorable.
Right? It's so good. And also, Maya Rudolph is 8 months pregnant during the whole movie. And so she's extremely pregnant during this entire time. It's absolutely wonderful. And my last suggestion for a stream... Oh, and by the way, if you want to watch that one is Apple TV Plus. You can find that one on Apple TV Plus. Away We Go. My last one is it's like a traditional rom-com, but man alive, does this one have some twists. It's called Crazy Stupid Love. This movie came out, probably 12 years ago. It's on Hulu. It's on Disney Plus. The premise between Crazy Stupid Love is Julianne Moore and Steve Carell are a married couple who decide to call it quits. And Steve Carell moves out of the house. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's at the club one night trying to navigate dating in his early 50s, and he runs into Ryan Gosling, who may have an Academy Award in his near future. And Ryan Gosling is the ultimate player, this guy who knows how to work the clubs, he knows how to hit on women, and he takes Steve Carell under his wing to teach him how to kind of be a Lothario. And I won't tell you any more from there because the twists and turns in this movie are out of this world good. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. This one also features an actress. At the time, her name was Annalee Tipton. Now it's Leo Tipton, I believe is what she goes by. But she's from Minnesota. She was on America's Next Top Model, and she plays a character in this, and she's actually pretty funny. She's the babysitter for this couple who has to kind of balance between the two of them as she takes care of their young kid. So there's some really great stuff to see in Crazy Stupid Love. They're all three in their own ways comedies, but it's comedy of like awkwardness in The Big Sick. It's comedy family style served in Away We Go. And just flat out, OMG, I can't believe this is happening in Crazy Stupid Love. I guarantee you, if you're looking for something to watch on Valentine's Day or even as a gear up to Valentine's Day, any one of these would fit the bill. They're all really just stellar movies that are available right there in the comfort of your own home. Again, if you're going to go see something, both see and skip is Lisa Frankenstein. Trust me, if you look at the poster and the poster to Lisa Frankenstein doesn't pull you in, you're not the intended audience. Don't waste your time and money. If you saw the trailer and said, that looks awesome, you're going to love it. And I got to tell you right now, I am itching for the Academy Awards because as we get closer and closer to that, more and more stuff is coming out. If you haven't watched American Fiction yet, that's the one I'm rooting for. I've also seen Zone of Interest twice in a week, and if you saw the movie Zone of Interest, which is about the head of Auschwitz who lives just on the other side of the wall with his family, it is probably the most intriguing movie that doesn't really have a plot that I've watched in many, many years, but it's a hard watch. So those of you who are catching up on everything, my friend Annie and I were texting after we both watched Zone of Interest, and she goes, I don't think I could ever watch that again, but I want to talk about it with everybody. So,
by the way, The Big Sick is like Kumail's like true story.
Yes. Yeah. It is. It's based on an experience in his life, which makes it all the more insane.
It's fun. Someone said they just heard his interview in Smartless.
By the way, congratulations to those guys on Smartless. Another $125 million to them.
Really?
Yeah. Well done.
I mean, it is good.
It is good.
I kind of have fallen out of it, but I got really into it during the pandemic.
Isn't that the beauty? How you can just jump back in whenever
just
you want,
fall out, come back in. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
They don't change it. There's no narrative.
Nope. This is See It, Stream It, Skip It, and it'll be podcast at kftgo.com after the show.